Don't be harassed by debt collectors. Know your rights about debt. Let me tell you a story. It was 1997, and I was busy with development in the rural area. And one of the banks gave me 200,000 rands worth of overdraft to start this development. While I was waiting for the tribal land to be converted into a 40-year lease to raise a bond, I just went in blind and with my team and went into this development. Not knowing too much about property, but as you know, I'm a risk taker. I thought everything was hunky-dory. Our paperwork is in, our business plans are in, the bank is supporting us. And on the day for the 40 years to be registered, for the bond money to be paid out, the bank pulled the plug and said, our white clientele or our white investors is not happy with the project. And we cannot give you the loan. I was shattered. I had nearly 500,000 rand in the ground in 1997. I'm busy losing everything. It wasn't long. That bank sent me a summons. And then the credit cards. Then the loan companies. And I just froze. What do I do now? So anyway, long story short, the sheriff rocks up and said, Mr. Rees, you have to be in court next week, Wednesday at 8:30. The stress set in. What do I do? I haven't got the money for an attorney to defend me. I used 1 or 2 contacts and they just gave me some form of guidance, but it was not good enough. Anyway, the Wednesday comes, woke up at 6 o'clock, didn't have a good night's sleep, hot sweats, stressful. Says, okay. As you know, I'm an out-of-the-box thinker. This is what I'm going to do. I went to go look for my oldest pair of jeans, an old t-shirt, old pair of tackies, and I'm going to go to the court. And I want the court to feel sorry for me. Land up at court, and you're sitting in this outside, and you realize you're not the only one. And there was a lot of guys in financial difficulty. And then you hear your name, Mr. Rees, Chamber 202. So I go in there, and before I go in there, there's an attorney harassing me. What offer are you going to make? I don't know. I don't know what to offer. I've got nothing. We'll see about that. And it puts me in front of the magistrate. Well, Mr. Magistrate, I don't know. This is what happened. Can you give me some leave or let me think about it? Okay, we will postpone the case to 3 weeks from now. Get home, and all of a sudden, there was another sheriff for another bank account. The next Wednesday, I'm back. And I learned section 65. And this happened being in court nearly every Wednesday of all these different credit providers issuing summonses and having these debt collectors or debt collecting attorneys harassing me. And this is when I realized something very important. That I started to move out of my comfort zone. And this is when I realized, put on your big panties and face it head on. So I put on my smart clothes because I'm still in the insurance business. And I said, today, I'm changing my way of thinking. So instead of being there at 8:30, I got there at 8 o'clock. So when you get to a court, the first one in, first one out. So I realized, let me stand by the chamber 2 and 2. That's where the magistrate is, and that's where I'm normally have to appear. So I stand there with my nice clothes, my jacket on, and I hear this attorney speaking about prescribed debt. The other one speaks about in Duplum, and this one speaks about the interest rate calculation was wrong. And then the bank's attorney rocks up and says, are you prepared to make an offer? I'm listening to what these other attorneys were saying and says, well, I cannot make an offer. I first want to discuss something with the magistrate. So I get called into the magistrate's chambers with this arrogant attorney. And I use the saying of attorney one. And it says, Mr. Magistrate, I think this debt is prescribed. And the magistrate was kind enough to explain to me what prescribed debt is. He says, no, it doesn't work this way. And then I says, yeah, but I think there's interest rate calculations. Then he tells the attorney, please go get me the statements and make sure that the interest calculations is correct. So I was playing the game, what I've learned from the attorneys standing by the chambers. And this is how I start learning the law of debt collections. At the end of the day, I won some of my cases in court. Some of the cases was thrown out of court due to the wrong interest rate, the wrong way they've sent out the summons, because I learned by going to court, moving out of my comfort zone. And through this, I realized my journey is not just to help myself, it's to help people like you, where I can help you to get out of that financial situation by learning what I've learned through the magistrate's courts, working through the debt collectors. Yeah, the debt collector tried to repossess my car, but that's a story for another day. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to be uncomfortable to be comfortable, because you never know what your journey is going forward. Be awesome and be great.